Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dion, man. I'm back with a daily Fanduel lineup building video for today, January 3rd. Had a pretty successful day today. Could have been a lot better, man. But I I guess things don't always fall in line for you, man. First of all, I want to say shout out to Jokic, shout out to Gordon Hayward, shout out to Eric Bledsoe, and who else? Who else did I have that was Crawford, Jamal Crawford, and shout out to Joakim Noah. Yeah, those are the guys in my main lineup that did pretty good. And I'm forgetting freaking Mac from Utah, man. Shelvin Mac. So shout out to those guys. Those guys pretty good for me today. Helped me do pretty good, man. The one guy that I'm really upset about that I missed on today was Jimmy Butler. I saw the news where Wade was out. I think it came out at least like 25 minutes before lock, and I just was so stuck on not playing him, and that kind of hurt me in tournaments a little bit. I mean, I still was cashing out majority of my tournaments, but man, I could have definitely put me over the top, way over the top, because the dude had freaking 80. I thought the most he get in this matchup. I mean, I guess maybe I should stop having so much respect for Michael K. Gilchrist's defense, especially when it comes to like elite talent. But man, because damn, I wish I would have played Jimmy Butler. That's all I could say, man. But still did pretty good today, so I'm not gonna complain too much. But today we have another 8 game slate on a Tuesday, which is usually weird. I feel like Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure are always the TNT small slates. So, but Tuesday for the most part usually small slates as well. But we still have an 8 game slate today. A few back to backs on the slate. So let's jump right into it. First game of the slate, we have Minnesota at Philly. Let's take a look at some injury news. I need to go to Roto World actually too. Jallo Okafor game time decision. Okay, he's probably gonna play. Matter of fact, let me open up the Roto World for you guys. Let's go to player news. Okay, we're gonna start off by looking at some 76ers. So let's just see if there's any news on them from the past day or so. So okay, Ben Simmons coming along fine. We don't care about that. Rashawn Holmes, we don't care about that. Gerald Henderson's coming back, so that kind of hurts Covington a little bit. Okay, Sergio Rodriguez is doubtful, so that opens up a lot of TJ McConnell, so you might have some chalk already there. And that's the main guys we really care about. Let's see. Is there anything on? Okay, let's see if there's anything on Jalil Okafor. I think he's probably good. Yeah, I think he's good. That probably was like a rest date because I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, that was a rest day. So, uh, pretty much the starting line most likely gonna be T.J. McConnell, Gerald Henderson, Covington, Ersan, Joel Embiid with this guy coming off the bench, Jalil Okafor coming off the bench likely. Who knows? But still like this game. This should be a fast-paced game. Should be high scoring. Let's take a look at the Vegas odds for this. If we have one, Minnesota only projected to put up 103. All right, all right. What's Philly projected to put up? 99. All right, I'm not too mad at that, man. But damn, I also need to open up another tab too. I mean, let me click on this to open up the chat. Let's see if you got any views. Okay, what did I score? I think my highest score was 336. I think or something like that. But today's lineup wasn't even that high, man. I think it was like two. Damn, I just forgot what it was so quick. I think it was like 290 something. I should grab my phone and go check on it. But it doesn't matter, man. Most of my lineups were above 300, so I did pretty good. Had a lot of Joakim, Mac, Eric Bledsoe. I think I had because I started using Fanduel scripter thing or whatever, so I could check on the exact percentage of the people that I had. I think I had 40. I think it said like 48% Eric Bledsoe. I had like 30% Jokic. I had like 60% Gordon Hayward. I had like 60% Aaron Gordon, something like that. Shelvin Mack, I think I had him like around 30 something percent. So a lot of the guys that hit those 6 times values I had in my lineup. So definitely did good. I definitely came nowhere close to 370 though. Didn't have any AD exposure. I don't think AD hit value either because I think he only had like what did he have like 48 or 50, and I think he needed 55 for value. I can't remember, but today was a pretty successful day, so I'm not even mad. And if you're watching this video right now, make sure you give me a thumbs up, man. Definitely appreciate it, and the feedback. So, that's definitely appreciated as well. Well, that's if you watch this after the videos finish uploading. So yeah, let's jump back into the slate, man. Right off the back, of course, we like TJ McConnell. Let's take a look at his price. Do 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 do. We got him at a pretty solid 46. Ah, that kind of hurts a little bit, man. But if he's gonna get 36 minutes again, we just have to play him in cash. It's just too good. And I usually don't play cash games Tuesdays and Thursdays. I usually just play Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this is with this being such a big slate, and right now I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good slate. I'm probably gonna play cash as well today. Um, yeah, man. So TJ McConnell, 36 minutes. You just have to play him here. 40, even at 46, probably a tournament fade. But for the most part, I'm gonna have TJ McConnell in my Cavs game. Just looking at it right off the back, I'd even examine none of the slate. So let's take a look at defensive rating and things of that nature. So let's open up Minnesota. Let's go to Philly. Do, 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 do. And I might want to open another freaking RotoWire page to look at DVP. So we're gonna open one up too. Got a bunch of tabs open right now. All right. This is for DraftKings. Okay, it's Fanduel right here. That's perfect. All right. So what was I looking at again? Oh yeah. So defensive rating. So from the Timberwolves side of the ball, man, let's take a look at some of the worst defenders on the team. It's probably not going to change much from the last time I did a stream. So, of course, we got Shabazz, Levine, Wiggins. A lot of these guys pretty bad. Rubio's above 110. So, for the most part, man, this Timberwolves defense has been trash. So, you can pretty much play anybody here in this situation. Let's take a look at some of these. And I told you, TJ McConnell's in play. The shooting guards and small forwards for Philly are off guard for me, but I do love Zach LaVine. Uh, Andrew Wiggins at 7K, I can't do it, but he just came off a great game, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was this Milwaukee. Yeah, it was this Milwaukee game. I didn't play the Sunday slate, so I didn't really keep up with that. Yeah, he had 47 there. This is just an unplayable price for me with all the guys that got pretty good usage on the team. But I could still see him hitting that since Philly's bad. Covington, unplayable for me. Shabazz has been going off low key. I think his last two games. Oh no, for his price, that's definitely 5 times value, 21 and 19. So if you ever just needed that super punt, maybe this is a perfect game for him with the way he's been playing. But then a lot of these guys just like from the Philly side, like they're just playing too many minutes here. So the only guy I can really trust here is TJ McConnell. You might be able to talk me into some Embiid at 7,200 just because point per dollar, man. He's one of those guys that goes off a lot of times, but I'm probably not gonna roster him here at that price. For a guy that's playing 28 minutes, I know he's good, but he ain't no Nikola Jokic. So yeah, and there's probably a few other guys on here that has pretty high usage, but I think his usage for the most part, let's see, check out the number real quick. Was it at? Well, I can't find his name. Okay, yeah, so he has a 35.6 usage rate, but it's interesting to see that with while him, Jalil, Nerlens Noel, and Ersan's like all like healthy. So I don't think I need to take a look on NBA Wow. You probably take a look at that another time. Don't want to make this video freaking super long, whatever. But yeah. So I'm probably moving on from this game. Just give me some Zach LaVine. I like this price, 6,500. Once he gets to 7K, I'm probably not gonna ever touch him again unless one of the guys are sitting out from the star lineup. Maybe even some Ricky Rubio here. 6K. I don't know if he probably doesn't have much tournament upside, but I could see him getting 30 against Philly. Let's take a look at DVP. Some of the worst teams, DVP. Let's see where Philly ranks against point guards. So they're not like last year, where they're like bottom 5 last year. They're kind of middle of the pack. So Rubio, not a high usage guy, gets his peripherals, and you just like if you play him, just better hope he scores 15 plus points because he's not too good at scoring. So that's usually when he has his best games, and I'm not going to bank on that. And I think if I'm not mistaken, TJ McConnell was like all team defense when he's in college at Arizona, so he's a pretty good defender. Um even though Rubio's more of a pick and roll player, so it doesn't really matter much. But from Minnesota, let's take a look at how they rank versus point guards. Pretty much close to the middle of the pack as well. But at that discounted price for TJ McConnell, definitely got to play him there. So I think we could pretty much move on to the next game. Utah at Boston, George Hill. Let's see if he's going to be out again. Jazz. And this is, and I'm almost certain he's going to be back. There's no point to bring him back on the second game of a back to back, especially going in Boston, a hostile environment. Let's take a look real quick. So, yeah, Utah. This is actually a third game in 4 nights with this being a back to back. So, I like to use this on Roto Grinders too. Help you find this. You go to Roto Grinders, go to the research tools, NBA, scroll to the bottom, and go to this back to back right there. So 3 games in 4 nights, back to back, second night of back to back. So it's the second night of back to back for Utah and third game in 4 nights. So let's see what the odds makers like for this. Uh, okay, Utah projected score 97, Boston 103. I'll take the over if there was just the over on Boston, but let's take a look at who we want to pick on from Utah anyway. Because their defense is pretty good. So if I'm playing anybody from here, it has to be somebody at a discounted price. So I don't care if Isaiah Thomas just scored 50 today. I'm not playing him versus Utah, but he does have a good matchup with Shelvin Mack. So best guys to pick on Boris Diaw, Joe Johnson, who comes off the bench, Shelvin Mack, who most likely might be starting. But even then, like the defensive rating is not even that bad. The worst guy on his team is Boris Diaw, with the exception Dante Exum, who's I think he's injured as well. So for the most part, man, defensively as a team, these guys are pretty good. So I'm probably not going to take any of the Boston guards. Let's take a look, see if any guys are at a discounted price. Avery Bradley, 6,500, too much for me. Isaiah Thomas, 8K, that might be intriguing, man. I think it's very possible for him to hit 5 times value, especially with Utah being a little tired. That's probably a sneaky play right here. I thought he'd be like 8,500 or something, but I mean, I don't see him hitting 6 times value, maybe 5 times. I could possibly see him getting 40 because he's just that much in the zone right now, and I think he scored 20 and like he has a streak of scoring 20 and I think over 10 games now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so 9 straight games with at least 20 points. So this he's definitely not in a scoring slump. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 of those 9 games, he's actually over 25 points. So this guy is definitely locked in right now. So he can be sneaky in the tournament. We'll have to go through the other point guard options before I determine if I really want to take anybody else there. If I want to take Isaiah Thomas. So, of course, Shelvin Mack at 4,200. Definitely a nice play, man. We all know Isaiah Thomas really not known for his defense as well. So, let's take a look at Boston's defense. Let's see. Isaiah Thomas, worst defender on the team when he's on the court. He could definitely talk me into some Shelvin Mack. Let's take a look at his usage right now. 20.5. That's pretty solid. Offensive ratings not that good, but man, I think this is a pretty good spot for him here. He might be high on too. In cash, it depends on the other options, but we're gonna take a look at the chat. Okay. It's not too many people in here. 6 people watching, man. All right, not bad. I can live with that. Let's go back now. So yeah, man, you really can't talk me into too many of these guys. Maybe Jay Crowder. Let's take a look at his minute situation. Let's sneak 31, 30. So he's playing 30 plus minutes of games, but he's not hitting that value that you really want. Take a look at his price. 5K. Ooh, I can see him getting 25 here. Definitely in tournaments, you probably want that 30 though. So probably a solid cash gameplay. I wouldn't be too mad at it. Somebody said they had Jay Crowder, but definitely really doesn't have much upside here. So with that being said, we're pretty much just gonna move on to the next game. Derek Favors, he's probably not gonna play too many minutes on the back to back. Or they limited his minutes so last night, so it's probably gonna be the same as well today. So let's see who got the minutes for him instead. Trey Lyles only got 12 for Boris Diaw. Boris Diaw got 13, so it was just too many people splitting the time at power forward, and of course Rudy Gobert might be sneaky here, but coming off a back to back, I don't know if I really want to pay 7,500 for him. Excuse me. So I'm probably just moving on to the next game. Let's in the next game we have. Let's go back. We have Indiana at Detroit now. Detroit's been one of the better home teams in the NBA, not scoring wise, but as far as defense go, they play at a pretty slow pace, and I think they have one of the best defenses at home as far as points per game at home. Let's take a look real quick. Um, let's go take a look at Detroit. Oh, I'll probably have to go to team settings. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. I want to go to player stats. I want to go team stats. Oh crap. Let's see. Stats, team stats, and we could probably take a look. What? Did I click the wrong thing? Stats. Let's do this again. Oh crap. Stats, team stats. Okay, thank you. Um, let's take a look at splits. Damn, we not. They don't give us home road splits. What the hell? Averages. Let's see advanced stats. Let's see what pops up for advanced stats. Uh, whatever, man. They're not giving me no home road splits, so that's the main point of me going there. So we'll just go back. So we're not gonna look too much into that, but Detroit's been one of the better home defenses. They play at a slow pace, so probably not too much stock I want to put into these guys here from Indiana. Let's take a look at some of their prices before I get into the DVP and all that. Reggie Jackson, his price has gone up for what? Okay, yeah, back-to-back 34 is understandable. Indiana, I like to pick on them as well, man. Their defense hasn't been the same as it was last year. Jeff Teague at 8K, he's injured, so if he sits out, we can definitely talk me into some Aaron Brooks here versus Reggie Jackson, because we all know Reggie Jackson isn't a great defender by any means. So got Aaron Brooks there. Definitely don't want to touch Monta. I love picking on Monta though on defensively, man. So you might be able to get me on some KCP. It's averaging 25 a game. What you need from him in tournaments, 32 to 35 here. So I think that's definitely attainable. Dude just dropped 40 on Miami. He's getting the minutes. So any game that's close, he's gonna get 35 plus minutes. Definitely like KCP here for tournaments. And last time out versus versus Indiana, he dropped 32.5. So a little upside here. So I like him a bit. Let's take a look. Marcus Morris, his minutes are inconsistent with that new rotation 31, 23, 36, 20. So we don't know what's going on there. John Lure, this is probably going to be a game where John Lure and Tobias eat a lot of the minutes, man, because Marcus Morris is going to have a handful with Paul George, or maybe Marcus Morris gets more of the minutes than Tobias because of the situation where Marcus Morris is probably their best defender, man. Well, the only guy who can really slow down PG there. I wouldn't even say slow down, but definitely don't want to have Tobias Harris on PG. So um, John Lewis, man's looking like a nice option. Thaddeus Young, 5,200. If he was under 5K, 4,800, you might be able to get me on him in some tournaments. But a lot of these guys they're not super. They're not super. Their prices are not through the roof. So even with this being a low scoring game, you can probably still find some sleepers here. So Miles Turner, Drummond, don't want to touch them here. But let's take a look at DVP real quick. See center DVP. Can we find Indiana, Detroit? Indiana, close to middle of the pack. Detroit, top 10. So it's a lot. There's gonna be a lot of defense played here, man, and it's mainly because of the slow pace too as well. So uh, if Indiana could pick up the pace here, which they probably might try to do, because we all know Detroit's defense has been good. You probably find some sneaky guys there, but for the most part, if Jeff Teague is out, excuse me for stuttering so much. If Jeff Teague is out, Aaron Brooks, KCP's on my radar. John Lewis on my radar, because 4,800 is still kind of cheap for him. He's averaging 22, and all he needs is 25 for cash, so I like him a bit. And let's see what he's done the last couple games. And he definitely has the upside. He just flopped versus Miami though, which is which is why you probably don't really want to play him in cash. But this dude has some upside a little bit, 34, and even before that. And this was and some of these games were when he wasn't getting super high minutes. 21 minutes got you 22, 30, 26. GS 21 and 33. All right, 33, 33 versus Washington. So, uh, definitely has some upside here, but probably not gonna have too much exposure to him, if any at all. So we're gonna move on to the next game. I'm take a look at the chat real quick. Good spot for Reggie Jackson, 15, 10, and 5. 10 rebounds? I don't know about that, man. Hopefully you're talking about 10 assists. But I don't know, man. Reggie Jackson seems I'm like every time I play Reggie Jackson is never works out for me. Like he really doesn't hit that ceiling that you want him to. And he's not playing high 30 minutes. Let's see if it's going up a little bit. Okay, he has one up though from the last time I checked. Usually he was at that steady 30, but he got 34, 32, and 33. But man, for tournaments, I don't know if he has that 30. I don't know if he has that 35 to 40 point upside yet, man. And looking at the point guard options already, man, like you got freaking McConnell, who I could see hitting at 2K, almost 2K cheaper. I could see him hitting 26 to 30, and I think that's somewhere around Reggie Jackson will be. Who else did we talk about? Shelvin Mack has 22 to 25. So Reggie Jackson, unless I really feel like he's gonna eat, I'm probably not gonna have any exposure to him. So that's my thought process around it. We got Washington versus Dallas. Washington is on a back-to-back going into Dallas. Take a look, see if it's third and the third. Okay, no, it's not the third and the fourth game. It's just their first back-to-back on the road in Dallas. Let's see if we have a Vegas for this game. Nope, nothing yet, man. It's still early in the day, so I'm not surprised. But this game is definitely a game where I think you could get some sneaky Dallas guys here, man. Let's take a look at some DVP. Let's take a look at the matchup just on paper real quick. Darren Williams dealing with an injury. Let's take a look at that first. Because if he's out, Steph Curry maybe, Mavericks. All right. Let's see. Okay, illness. Oh, it's only because of an illness. JJ Barea. So hopefully we get some good news and this guy freaking sits. Darren Williams sits. And either way, even if Darren Williams doesn't sit, man, I still like John Wall a bit, even on the second night of a back to back. 9,600, man. This guy definitely has 50 point upside, 50 Fanduel point upside. Dude had a 61 point game not too long ago against the Pacers in 39 minutes. He's probably not going to play 39 here, probably about 35. But man, he has just such a great matchup versus Dallas. Let's take a look, see where their guards rank on defense. As far as defensive rating goes, uh, do I have this on qualify? Oh, I have this off of qualify, so we don't want to see all the unnecessary guys that don't play anyway. Darren Williams horrible. Devin Harris, the backup guard, horrible. Even Steph Curry's at 110, so you can definitely talk me into picking on some of these guards here. So for the most part, John Wall's looking like he's in a pretty good spot. And if Darren Williams plays, he's coming off an illness, man. He's too old to keep up with John Wall. And a lot of these guys that John Wall's probably going to put in pick and roll, like Dirk Nowitzki, Andrew Bogut, they're probably not quick enough to keep him out of the paint. So I definitely like John Wall here, man. I will play him in cash tournaments, so I'm gonna have my exposure to him. So definitely got to keep out on. Bradley Beal, I'm not paying for him at 6.8, but you could definitely talk me into some Wesley Matthews getting some Bradley Beal defense. Those minutes need to be somewhere around 35 for me to play him. But I think that game was a blowout against GS, so that's part of the reason he didn't get his 35. But let's take a look at this. We're gonna copy and paste this over here. We don't have to go back. All right, I'm gonna put Washington. Let's see. Let's see who the worst defender is on this team. I wonder who it is. Trey Burke, Bradley Beal. So right now you already got me liking Wesley Matthews. Let's take a look at his usage. 21.5. Anybody above 20 is definitely a consideration for me. And he's still at a decent enough price, man, where I could definitely see him getting that 6 times value. So he's at 5,600, 32, probably more realistic than anything else above that. But definitely like Wesley Matthews, has some upside here. And of course, if Darren Williams sits, Seth Curry, man, he's probably gonna be a cash game play. But This guy, when he was catch game plays, I forgot who was injured. I think that's when the whole team was injured. He was barely putting up 25. So I think that was somewhere around here. Look, 32, 14, 17, 22, 29. He did have one good game there, 29, 26. So this guy is definitely, for the most part, catch games. I'm probably not going to play him in tournaments though, just because he hasn't shown me that 35-point upside when he's getting the crazy minutes. So um, as far as anybody else go, Harrison Barnes, he's scoring 20 real life points almost every game. Wonder what he's averaging in the season. 25 against GS's former team, 17, 21, 24, 28. So has a bunch of 20-point games here, but at 7K, man, I'm probably just not gonna have that exposure to him. And I think this game's not gonna be in fast enough pace for me to even want to play Harrison Barnes at that price. So um, let's take a look at the Mavericks defense again. See what Harrison Barnes 111. So maybe you could talk me into some Otto Porter here on the second night of a back-to-back as well. 5,600. And we all seen this guy have fake games. He's kind of slowed down a bit, but that 49 at 34 always intrigued me in games where I think Washington's gonna win. So I like him a bit there too. Power forwards, of course, Markieff Morris. This guy's under 5K versus Dirk, man. Only problem with Markieff is him staying out of foul trouble, but he's probably going to be super chalky in cash, so we're just going to put him in there. Who's another guy I want to put in there? I think it was from Minnesota. Who was it? I can't remember. I think it was, oh yeah, Levine. I like Levine a lot. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, TJ McConnell. So right off the back, those are three guys that I kind of like in cash, man. We didn't go through all the shooting guards yet, so Zach Levine is definitely somebody I might take out my lineup. But for the most part, I like him here. Let's see, he's still playing heavy 30 minute, like playing mid 30 minutes up to 40. So it's coming off a disappointing game versus Portland, but I still like him. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot about McConnell, 10 assists. He got 40 on them early this season. He did. Feel like Reggie Jackson, this he just came back like 3 weeks ago. He had 40. Let me take a look at this again. Okay, yeah, 36.6, yeah, in 29 minutes. That was a pretty great game for him. And that was a home game as well. So yeah, he's back at home versus Indiana. So and of course if Aaron Brooks, I would like him even more if Aaron Brooks is starting and Jeff Teague's out. So if Jeff Teague's out, you could definitely get me on the Reggie Jackson train. So yeah, let me go back to who I was looking at. I almost forgot. Oh yeah, Dallas and Washington. So we got Markeith, Otto, and John Wall for the most part for me for Washington. And then from Dallas side of the ball, we got me Wes Matthews. I need to see I need to see if Dirk is gonna play those minutes, man. I need to see some Dirk news. If he's gonna play about 28 minutes or so, you could probably talk me into some Dirk. Let's take a look at his price first. 5,300, that's pretty cheap. So and Washington's probably gonna be a little tired, man. We're gonna see if there's anything about his minutes going up. Uh, yeah. So until we see anything about him playing upward of over 25 minutes, I'm probably not gonna touch Dirk. So everybody else there, tournament option from that game, and we can move on to the next game, man. And that is Toronto at my San Antonio Spurs, man. This game, let's take a look at something real quick. Cause right off the bat, I do like this Kyle Lowry mismatch. Tony Parker, man, hasn't been great on defense at all this year. Let's take a look. I think he's actually our worst defensive rating on the team. So we're gonna load this up. Where's it at? Okay, so worst defensive rated from the Raptors because we usually like to look at the defense of the road team first. So, okay, DeMar DeRozan, but we know Danny Green's not really a guy that we can bank on scoring. Let's take a look at his offensive rating first. Danny Green, he actually has a 117.8 offensive rating, but he has a 12.3 usage rate, which means he's not really a guy that's shooting the ball much anyway, but pretty effective. So probably not going to touch him there, but he's probably going to see a lot of minutes in this game just for the simple fact of guarding DeRozan. So let's take a look at Danny Green. This guy's not ever going to come above 4K. Crap, what the hell? See his minutes right now, 31, 31, 30. Oh, he's actually showing some pretty decent upside here, man. Well, not upside, but some consistency, man. 23 straight 20-point games, and the game's already got 30 minutes in. 30 minutes against Portland had a 7, so you also get games like that. 34 versus Houston got 22. 25 versus New Orleans got 22. So he's showing you a little, wouldn't say consistency, but he's showing you he has the ability to get 20. So in this game, I know the Raptors are pretty solid defensively when they really lock in, but they've been struggling defensively for most part this season. But the offense is really carrying them, and the Spurs are a pretty solid defensive team as well. So any of the guys that I'm picking on, it's going to be Tony Parker. Anybody who's gonna probably be in a lot of pick and rolls, so you could probably talk me into JV. Let's see his price first. 5,400. That's pretty cheap, man. I don't respect Pau Gasol's defense at all. I could definitely see JV getting about 27 to 30 here. Because Pau Gasol in that pick and roll is horrible, and anytime the point guard and center combo is a pretty good combo, man. I like playing guys here. So the same way I was talking about IT2, man, not the great. It doesn't look like the greatest match because the Vegas spread is probably going to keep people from playing in this. Toronto's projected to 103, Spurs projected for 108. It's pretty interesting. So a lot of people probably not going to be on IT2 or Kyle Lowry, and those are guys I pretty much like in tournaments. We really don't respect Tony Parker's defense. DeRozan pretty sneaky option because the Spurs have struggled a bit with shooting guards this year. Let's take a look at the EVP. See Spurs. Okay, just bottom 10 here. Let's take a look and see where Danny Green ranks. So it's not the worst, but DeRozan, I've seen him go off against the Spurs last year. He dropped like 30 on us. So I've seen him go off against us. So always a tournament option, but you really don't like playing guys that are so scoring dependent, and you just never know with DeRozan. So I'm most likely not gonna have any exposure to him. Aldridge can't. Oh god damn, this guy's AK, not touching him. Pau Gasol, 6,500, can't touch him. Kawhi, 83. Tournament option for the most part. So they got to score on 108. I'll probably take the under on that. I think this is going to be like a 101-99 game. So I'm probably going to fade this game for the most part. You can definitely talk me into Lowry, though. So after that, we can move on to the next game, and that will be Sacramento at Denver. Derek Collison starting, but he's playing a bunch of minutes with Ty Lawson, who is a game time decision. Interesting. He's questionable, face injury. So let's take a look here. Kings. Let's see if some B writers here. I guess if it comes in, we don't care about you, Darren Collison with Dodgers. In layman's terms, usually cover with cheekbone fracture on man, just for man. Okay, so there's probably a chance that he'll still play, but he'll most likely have a mask on. So definitely don't want Darren Collison here. Let's go back. Definitely don't want Darren Collison here. We see. Oh yeah, just to look at the Kings news. Also, they said Malachi Richardson is expected to start getting some minutes. So definitely don't want no Ben McLemore. He's already splitting minutes with guys like Caspi. Matt Barnes is gonna see those minutes there until Rudy Gay come back. So, oh yeah, Garrett Temple for the most part. That's who's really stealing some of the minutes. So probably not gonna touch any of these guys here. You can definitely talk me into DeMarcus Cousins, man, because this matchup versus Wilson Chandler is pretty darn good. And Denver's on the back-to-back, so I can definitely see Boogie feasting here, man, against an undersized guy like Wilson Chandler. Kenneth Faried, he missed this last game. I'm not sure how long he's gonna be out. Let's take a look at his news real quick. And even so, man, it's not like Kenneth Faried can guard him, but I'm just talking about physical guys who actually are natural power forwards. Okay. Oh yeah, he's always been known for having a lot of back injuries, so I think they're probably gonna play it safe for him. They're probably not gonna use him in the second night of a back to back as well. Darrell Arthur was out again, so Wilson Chandler might see a lot. We might see a lot of Boogie versus Wilson Chandler. So let me take a look at this price here for Boogie. 11-2. It's kind of steep, so we'll definitely have to find a lot of value to get in Boogie here. But for the most part, I like Jokic every single game, man. As long as this guy is playing 30 minutes, he's gonna score 40, man. He's going to score 40, man. I love this guy, man. I really love Jokic, man. This dude's super talented. And I actually, while watching the game, they said he used to play point guard when he was younger. So it's kind of why he's been flirting around with a few triple doubles and racking up the assists. Actually, a pretty good passer. So I like him. I like him a lot here. Probably won't play him in cash though, like I did yesterday. But pretty sneaky there. So for the most part, we're not gonna touch too many of these guys. Give me Boogie. If Ty Lawson sits, give me Darren Collison. From Denver, maybe let's see who we can possibly get. Because I love shooting guards versus Ben McLemore. Maybe Gary Harris under 5K. You could talk me into. Let's see what he did today. 24. So probably not gonna get you that 30-point upside you want in tournaments. More of a cash gameplay. So if you're looking for that cheap shooting guard under 5K for cash, I guess he's your guy. Even on the back to back, and that's about it, man. The rest of these guys are tournament options. I was freaking yeah. I played Moutier in I think two lineups, and I was just banking on Ty Lawson being out because I'm like, yeah, this guy never seems to get 30 plus minutes when Ty Lawson plays. He got the minutes and still didn't really do much with it. So I'm probably off him, especially on night two with back to back. And I think we could just pretty much go on to the last game now, and that's oh no, we still got two more games. Miami at Phoenix. Phoenix is on the second leg of back to back. Miami's dealing with some injuries. I think Dragic practice today, so there's a chance he might play today. I think Whiteside is probably gonna miss this game. Let's go take a look at that news. And while this load up, I'm gonna take a look at the chat. Wall dropped 60 on Dallas twice last year. He's a lock, yeah. Kawhi's not guarding Kyle Lowry, man. He's definitely not going to guard Kyle Lowry. He's probably going to stick to Carroll. There's no point. There's really no point. The only way we're probably going to put Kawhi, like Kyle Lowry, literally has to be like going crazy. Like he'll probably have to be at value, his Fanduel value by the time Kawhi goes to stick him. So, Kawhi's going to definitely be on Carroll and whoever, and maybe he might see some DeRozan as well. But he's probably not going to be on Kyle Lowry. Most likely not. Um, so yeah, let's get back to this Phoenix and Miami game. I think Whiteside's gonna be out. Okay, Dion. Oh man, we get Dion Waiters the chucker back. Oh man. At least we know Justice Winslow's gonna be out. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Whiteside's definitely out. So might get a lot of Willie Reed here. So you could definitely let's see what the minutes he's been playing. Okay, 18-14. You could probably bump him up to about 25 minutes here. I don't really think he's gonna see the 30 plus minutes Whiteside usually sees. Yeah, so Whiteside's been playing above 30, around 32 plus minutes. So I think you could definitely see Willie Reed getting a bump to like 25 or 28. I think he maxes out at 28, and then they'll probably have the Heat probably use some UD, have use a lot of these guys in the rotation like Luke Babbitt, James Johnson's gonna see a lot. James Johnson's actually pretty sneaky here now that I think about it. Just for the simple fact that he's playing a lot of he was playing the backup three and now he's getting some minutes at power forward position. And I'm really not respecting Ty Warren, PJ Tucker, Marquise Chris, Dragon Bender, whatever his name is. I'm not respecting any of those guys' defense. But the only thing that makes me not like him at this price tag is that we're about to have Dion Waiters back. So this guy's a guy. It's not really a passer. He's probably just gonna shoot the ball. And let's take a look at his usage while he was actually playing. So take a look at Miami real quick. So Dion Waiters has a 24.8 usage, and if Dragic back, that's 26.4. Let's see James Johnson. So I mean, he still had a pretty good, decent usage, but we don't know how that's gonna be with Dion Waiters back on the court. So tournament option for me only. It's kind of hard to project his minutes right now, but anything above 28, he's definitely in my tournament pool. So James Johnson, you can get me on him a little bit. I'm not really liking too many of the Phoenix guys just because of their prices and second game of a back to back. Miami plays some pretty solid defense at times. So let's see if there's anybody cheap enough to make me consider it. Okay, we don't really play power forwards from Phoenix. Small forward TJ Warren just had a pretty solid game. Let's see a projected starter here. They don't have a projected starter here, so that might actually be James Johnson starting here at the small forward, and that might make him a little chalky too. So we probably might have to have him in cash for the most part. And we love shooting guards versus Devin Booker, so of course Josh Richardson's in play. But hopefully Dion Waiters does not play. I'm gonna really bank on Dion Waiters saying out, man, so I can play some Josh Richardson. But I'm pretty sure his price has risen with his last couple games, 5,900. Yeah, I'm not paying 6K for. I'm not paying 6K for him. I don't care how much he's been going off. So this game's looking like a lot of phase to me. So I'm probably gonna have minimum exposure to it. Willie Reed, James Johnson. And that's about it for me. So we could pretty much move on to the last game. That's Memphis at the Los Angeles Lakers, man, in Staples. So let's see if we have a projected score on this. No, we don't have a projected score on this. It's too early in the day, I guess. So let's try to refresh it, see if we get something new. Nope, still didn't get nothing. So we could just imagine, man, the Lakers play at a pretty fast pace, but the Grizzlies play kind of slow. But the Grizzlies defense has also been lacking a little bit lately. So you could definitely talk me out of some Lakers, man. Thought I was gonna say talk me in, but nah. Julius Randle might be a sneaky play here. Gasol, I love Gasol here. If let's take a look at what's wrong with him. Damn, it's questionable, but it's okay. Let's see if he practiced today, because I don't think they played in the last 2 days. So let's take a look at some Gasol news. Okay, he practiced on Monday, so he's probably definitely gonna play. So you could definitely talk me into Gasol here. He's probably the best center of the day. So Gasol at 8,200. Now this was a guy that I used to never even want to play him above like 7,500 last year, but this dude has been crushing it this year. He has a few like 40, 50 point games. So even has, I think, does he have a 60 under his belt? I'm not sure, but 47, 51, 55, 41. 47, 46, 63. And this is stuff he barely used to do last year. He used to have to like pray for a 40 point game from Gasol, man. And now he's done like he's doing it regularly this year. So you could definitely talk me into him, even with the ankle injury. I like him a bit. Let's take a look at DVP for centers. I'm probably not going to touch any of the Lakers guys, though. They're all tournament options for me, and really, none of them really have that much upside. So, Lakers bottom 10 versus center. So, talk me into some Gasol. Let's see what they are versus power forwards. And let me actually load up the Lakers page. Ah, crowd click. I clicked the Clippers. Let's see, Nick Young, Ingram, Calderon, Mozgov at 114.6, and we have a guy in Marcus Gasol who usage I think it's about around 25 or something like that, which is pretty solid. Not too mad at that. So let's see what Gasol's at. 27.2 usage rate. So it's definitely looking chalky here, looking like your cash game center. If Willie Reed is, well, probably not going to be chalk game center because of Willie Reed. But if there's some news that said where Spoelstra says Willie Reed's only going to play like 22 to 25 minutes, nah, he's probably still going to be cash over Gasol. But you could definitely get that edge, man, because I don't know if Willie Reed really has that much upside. But I did see him blocking a few shots the other day, so he seems like he's a guy that has a little bit. He can get some of the peripherals. So um, I like Gasol though, man. Definitely a tournament option, I guess. Now we got really Reed looking like cash with Whiteside out, so I have some exposure there. So for the most part, man, this is my breakdown of the slate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See what you guys talking about in the chat. James Johnson, a beast, and they haven't raised his salary. Nah, that is a raised salary, man, because he was like he definitely was under 5K not even like 3 days ago. Like he was under 5K for a minute. So for him to be, let's take a look at his price. This dude's 5,400, man. That's not a discounted price at all. But I like him, so I'm not really too mad at him. That's probably actually a fair price for Fanduel, man. So people probably be off him at tournaments because of that price too. But definitely pretty sneaky here. Let's see. 33, 37, 36, 30. So this guy has the upside. So FanDuel does have him priced appropriately. I will say that, but I wish he was a little cheaper, man. And with that being said, we're definitely about to bring this video to an end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. I'll probably write in this chat a little bit. You guys can hit me up on Twitter as well. So I'm gonna take a look at that. Definitely subscribe and like if you haven't. So I appreciate that love. So yeah, you see me underscore D Rose Jr. underscore, man. Follow me on Twitter. And, I'll write you back, man, if you have any questions or all that other stuff. So, or you can just leave them under the comments in the comment section, and I will reply to them. So, with that being said, we're gonna bring this video to an end. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Once again, I'm out of here, man. Peace.